Hey, crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and I am a crypto day trader whose overall goal here with my channel is to simply help other traders in the most simplistic ways as possible. So, in today's educational video, I'm going to be sharing a very fast way to profit from trading crypto with one of my favorite moving average hacks. And for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try the same exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States like I am and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. Now, before we go ahead and dive into this video, first off, everybody in this world trades differently since we all have different personalities, different goals, and different mindsets as well. So if this strategy does not end up working out for you, it is not because you suck at trading or anything like that. It's simply because your personality is different from mine, and the way that you look at things on a chart is completely different from mine as well, which there's nothing wrong with that. We're just all different people. Now, in addition to that, you guys have also probably seen me talk about this same strategy a lot in a lot of my past videos, but there is a very good reason for it. And that's simply because it works great for me personally. Okay, so if you are one of those people who is like me and you can understand what I am talking about in these videos, then this strategy should work out for you with no problems whatsoever. However, since we are all different people, I cannot guarantee that you will win every trade because shit, I don't even win every trade. All right, that's not realistic. Nobody ever wins every single trade they take. But if you understand what's going on here, you've got a very good chance at making some very, very decent profit here, okay? So the very first thing that you are going to be doing here is we are on the 4-hour charts, but realistically we are going to be trading on I'm going to be showing you guys examples on the 15-minute charts, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to mark out your macro support and resistance levels 1 or 2 time frames above the time frame that you are trading on. So since we are trading the 15-minute chart, the next larger chart above that is going to be the 1-hour chart, and the next larger chart above that is going to be the 4-hour chart, okay? So we are on the 4-hour chart here of Solana, and the reason why I chose Solana is because I trade Solana all the time. It's always got a very high amount of daily volume on a regular basis, and price action moves on a daily basis pretty frequently, all right? There's always profits to be made, okay? So we're going to go ahead and mark out our macro support levels here. So what I will do is I will start marking them out. Here we've got a resistance level. I'm going to make the macro ones orange, okay? So we've got a support level a resistance level right in there. And we have got a very big support level down in here. We have got support down in here. We've got some resistance up in here. Go ahead and make that a little straighter. There we go. And let's see here. Is there anywhere else that's just completely getting my attention? I guess we can go ahead and put one right in here as well. Yeah, we can put one right in here. So we've got our main large support and resistance levels here. I'm actually going to go ahead and place one right in here as well. Yeah. So we've got our main macro support and resistance levels going on here. I mean, technically you could put one right in here too, but it's pretty close to this one, so I'm just going to leave this one since this one is the most recent one. So we have got our major support and resistance levels marked out here on the 4-hour chart. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move to the 15-minute chart. And what we're going to do on the 15-minute chart here is we are going to then go ahead and start marking out the local support and resistance levels. All right, so let's see here. Local support and resistance, we've got one right there. We'll make these ones blue. So we've got one right there. We've got another one way up here. Let's see here. We have got a local support down right around and probably right around more or less right in this area, right in here. And then we've got our, big support level down here as well. So realistically, I'm not going to go ahead and mark this one, obviously, because it's already marked. But there could be some more. Yep, see, here's one right here. So you want to go ahead and mark one right in here as well. All right. So we have got our local support and resistance levels marked out. All right. Now, what I'm going to be looking for here, okay, is what I want to look for here is these lines, the support and resistance levels are going to be my levels of where I want to potentially take profit, okay? Or where I want to potentially take profit, or potentially even get in on trades if there's a bounce there, okay? So the first thing I'm going to be looking for is, obviously, as you guys can clearly see right now, price action is currently dropping a lot. So the first thing that I want to talk about here is I use this 7-period SMA moving average a lot with my trading, all right? Obviously, as you guys can clearly see, when price is bullish, the price is above the moving average. When price is bearish, price is below the moving average, all right? So when we get a crossover here, that usually tells us that momentum is starting to build and it is going to potentially go higher, all right, which it clearly did, as you can clearly see right there. And as you can see right here, when it dropped below, it ended up dropping even further below, which is what we're kind of currently doing right now as we speak, all right? So what I would be looking for here is I would be looking for, since we are currently dropping and we dropped through this support level, the local support right here, and we are currently dropping through the macro support right here. But as you guys can clearly tell, within 8 minutes, we'll know more about what's going to be happening here. But if price action ends up bouncing off of this macro support level right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to potentially take a long position and have a stop loss at the bottom of this wick right here, because if it does go below that wick again, it's probably going to end up continuing to go even lower, possibly down to this 124 area. And I want to get out before I end up losing more than I should end up losing, okay? So when you get out, you'll end up getting out right there. But if it does instead start to go upwards instead, then what you want to do is you want to look for price action to go upwards towards this moving average, wherever it's at that current time. And you either want to take profit at the moving average, or you want to wait and see if price action is going to go above the moving average and go even higher towards this support, or towards this resistance area, or maybe even this resistance area right here, okay? Now, on the downside of things, for instance, I mean, right now it would be too late to take a short position here based on the 15-minute chart. So I realistically wouldn't get in on a short right now, because we are already down to this support level right down in here. So it's best to wait to see what happens, to see if it's going to continue to go down even further or not. Now, the trigger for that, if it's going to continue going down further or not, is obviously if price action ends up going below this macro support area and ends up closing below this macro support area. Because if it does end up closing below this macro support area, it's probably going to end up dropping towards this smaller local level of support way down here, okay? So the other thing that I look for here is now, in addition to these bounces, potentially bouncing off of these support and resistance levels, the other thing that I look for is I look for crosses as well. Now, since we are nowhere near a cross right now, as you guys can clearly tell, price action has deviated pretty far away from the moving average. I'm going to have to show you an example based on previous price action history, okay? So as you guys can clearly tell right here, for instance, right here, price action ended up coming down. It went below the both the moving average and the support area right in here. That tells me momentum is weakening, or is already very, very weak, and it is good for a potential short position. So I would have probably entered in right in here when this new candle opened, all right? And you end up riding it all the way down to, there's two options that you can do here, okay? You can either ride it down. Now, obviously, since this support level was not created yet as this was going down, you'd be looking at this macro support level right down in here, okay? Now, the way that you get out is, in this type of situation, there's two ways you can get out, all right? You either look for price action to go down to the support level. If it doesn't end up going down to the support level, what you want to be looking for is you want to be looking for price action to get towards this moving average right here, okay? Now, obviously, since price action ended up going up and crossing over the moving average, I probably would have either taken profit right here, or I would have taken profit down in here somewhere, or down in here. And the reason why is because usually when price action, when we are in a very big downtrend or a very big uptrend, when price action ends up getting when price action ends up deviating far away from the moving average, meaning the space between the candle and the moving average itself, it usually ends up starting to reverse in the opposite direction at that point in time, okay? As you can clearly see right here, the same thing happened right up in here. Price action went above the moving average, and it went way above the moving average and deviated very far away from the moving average, and it ended up dropping from there, okay? And let's see here, I'll show you another perfect example of that as well, all right? So here is another perfect example of this downtrend right here, okay? So as you can clearly see, price action ended up coming down very, very far from the moving average, and the next candle ended up opening up green. It tried to gain momentum, but it did not have enough momentum to cross this or to close above this this macro level right here. So because it didn't have enough momentum, instead it started to drop even further, all right? So it dropped even further, and then it finally gained momentum. So realistically, that is another good spot right in there as well. So that's kind of overall what I'm talking about as far as when price action starts to deviate far away from the moving average itself, okay? So again, back to this example right here. If you were to have traded this, for example, and let's say you got in where I would have got in, right around in here, and you ended up riding it all the way down. Let's say even if you, even if you got scared and you thought right here at the end of this candle, within 45 minutes of trading, if you thought that it was going to start moving backwards up to the upside again from here because price action was deviated far away from the moving average, if you took a profit right there at 1.24%, if you're using like 10x leverage or something like that, that's a solid 12% profit right there that you made in just 45 minutes right there, guys. So that's solid good profit right there for just, under 1 hour of trading, for example. Now, if you were to have ended up going even further and riding it all the way down when it got even further away from the moving average, you would have made roughly around a good solid 26% or so, all right? So again, and that's within under 2 hours of trading right there. So in under 2 hours of trading right there, you could have roughly made 26% profits, and that is some damn good profit, to be brutally honest with you. Now, to a lot of you, it might not sound like a lot of profit because a lot of you probably are accustomed to seeing, the big guys on, crypto Twitter and stuff like that posting 100x gains and all that kind of stuff. Realistically, there's only two reasons why those people on crypto Twitter are making big 100x or 100% plus gains like that. They are using an insane amount of leverage, or they are swing trading and they're not trading the charts that are as small as the 15-minute charts, okay? Because for instance, if you were to have traded this one right here and you were using, 25x leverage right here, I mean, think about it right there. 25x leverage multiplied by 2.64%. I mean, shit, guys, you're looking at roughly, 2550. You're looking at roughly around a 60% profit right there. If you're using 100x leverage, which I've seen some of those people use, you're using 100x leverage, you would have made roughly 260% profit right there within an hour and 45 minutes. So when you see big profit cards like that on crypto Twitter, they are either using extremely high leverage or they are swing trading, okay? So keep that in mind as well. But overall here, guys, I feel like I got some pretty decent information across to you guys. But if any of you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to go ahead and reach out to me on Twitter. You can find me at Garrett_N_stuff. I love helping people. It's what I do best. So if you got questions, feel free to reach out to me and I will do my best to help you out. But before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if any of you guys enjoyed this video and you feel like you got some decent value out of it, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts of what you thought of this video. And with that said, for those of you guys who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole thing, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.